That said, I do have a co-caster here, and going to be joined by a new co-caster. You know him as Formless of Complexity. Formless, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. I'm excited to cast today, especially watching Evil Corporation. This is a really good team, and I'm excited to see how Reason does against them.
Yeah, it's that's really going to be interesting because honestly, we got the chance to cover Reason Gaming a couple times so far here in the cycle. They really just have not been looking that great, to be frank. They played both. In fact, they played twice on what was Tuesday. Overall, there are glimpses here and there, but this is a team that went through some roster changes. They're clearly trying to find their new identity here. In fact, I'm even noticing right off the bat, as there's already a draft plenty to talk about, but they have a new captain from what they had on Tuesday. Archie Tiger was the captain on Tuesday, and now we're looking at Marcus Moy here in that drafting spot at least. So it really goes to show you this team is still trying to kind of find its groove here in cycle number 4. So we'll see though. We'll see what they do. Now, with that said, again, we got a draft. Let's start talking about that. We got Tremble, Ophelia, Master of Arms, and Wild Soul were the bands. I don't know where that's coming from. I mean, do you have any insight on that?
They look pretty standard except for the Master of Arms. I've never really seen Boy play Master of Arms, so I don't know why they would ban that out when there are heroes like Clanks, and Boy's known for his Clanks.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that was like a misclick. Is Master of Arms close to Clanks? No,
Not at all.
I, I don't get that. Yeah, that is a strange ban right there. But you know what we say. Many teams have tried this challenge of we're going to give Evil Corporation Clanks and because we think we can deal with it, and very, very, very few have been able to actually make that happen. So, already a tight spot for Reason. But the draft, amongst everything, we got Magnus, Swiftblade, Behemoth, Midas. On the Hellborn side, it is that Clanks, Andro, Fade, and Revenant now coming out. So, what do you think of these drafts overall here
Well,
for us?
Boy first picked Clanks, and Reason was doing a good job of counterpicking it with the Swiftblade and Behemoth, because both are really good heroes against Clanks. But Boy loves his Andromeda because you can just swap him out of danger. And he actually third picked Fade, which shows that he wants to sit behind his Clanks and actually either tri-lane or jungle pool just to protect his Clanks, because he knows that with Reason's lineup, it looks like they might want to man up.
Huh. Voodoo Chester coming out here for a reason. So you talked about the idea of possibly manning up. I mean, I guess Voodoo Chester could be decent for that as well, as Pharaoh is a pretty quick response. They're the final pick for Evil Corporation. So a couple of interesting heroes. The Voodoo Jester definitely standing out, though. Why do you think the Voodoo Jester here?
Um, I just think that it might be a comfortable support for Drow. It's a good tri-lane support, so it does look like they might want to tri-lane the Clanks. They do have pretty strong tri-lanes because Swiftblade in a tri-lane makes the lane pretty much unbeatable, but it really comes down to how they play it out.
Okay. Well, we'll have to find out here, obviously, as we are kicking it off. So, yeah, ways to be able to jump Clanks is always very important in a lineup, and they got the Magnus, the Midas, these Portal Kiosk heroes, and the Behemoth, of course, as well. But they all need that portal key, though, essentially. They don't have a hero that maybe, could catch him with just a skill set necessarily, or at least as strong. So that's definitely a concern off the bat. And as you mentioned, I mean, Andro, if they're going to pick up Clanks, that's probably your number one support that you usually want to get as well. And they happen to get it here. So, yeah. Like in Evil Corporation's lineup here, I think it's safe to say. But as far as lanes go, so you're talking about possible man up. You still expect that here from Reason, or?
Well, it looks like they're scouting their safe lane. Voodoo Jester actually bought boots first, so I don't actually know what they're doing here.
Oh wow.
It's like they just want to scout their jungle and play it defensively at the moment.
Yeah, that's a curious decision there. Voodoo Jester going boots first. I assume he meant to keep that. Of course, the strategy of selling it before 15 seconds is fine, but that's well past that point. So he is going to stay with that. So maybe just to help with harassment here, and they are gonna keep it a defensive trial in the end. Actually,
Okay, so I hope Behemoth actually does his jungle pull. Maybe they thought. I wouldn't think that Reason would believe that Evil Corporation would man up because they have a Clanks, and you never want to put Clanks in the long lane. So I don't know. Maybe they think Switchblade can contest the Clinks.
Maybe they were second level mind gaming here. Maybe they thought that Evil Corporation thought that they were going to man up, so they would have sent Click Spot him, and then kind of like that second level. But maybe that would be overthinking it. And I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this is. It's safe to say we're probably not going to see Behemoth and Voodoo Jester sit down here now. This is interesting because Zane, if he doesn't necessarily pick up on this, but he is obviously a smart player and. I think he's going to play it safe at least from the beginning, which is good. Oh, at the top lane, Midas not playing it safe, and now Midas in a lot of trouble. This is very high potential for Bloodlust. In fact, gets cut off by the Burning Shadows, has the Elemental Warp. Actually, some pretty good distance right there for time to die. The bangs are going to be missing. That's going to give him somewhat of a chance. 8 more seconds on another Elemental Warp, taking some creep damage, another bang, forcing him to run left, up, whatever. Oh, man, just need one more bang, and this should be a kill right here. He does have another Elemental Warp. Can he get it off in time? The Burning Shadows! No, he cannot. And a Bloodlust kill in favor of Nier right there. Playing the Andromeda, so not the start that Reason was hoping for, I'm sure, here, Formless.
No, definitely not. That if they hadn't actually killed Midas, that would have been such a huge waste of time for Clanks. And it would have... I'm actually sad to say, I really think Midas could have lived there if he used his ward preemptively. But that would have been huge. But the way that Evil Corporation is laning it, they're going to win 2 out of 3 lanes pretty hard. Revenant should beat Magnus mid. And as long as Pharaoh isn't dying bottom, then Evil Corporation is going to come out of this game like within 15 minutes looking really, really strong.
Obviously not good news for Reason came right there once again. But yeah, seeing Tankafet here playing the Revenant, this is something we have seen from time to time in the hands of Evil Corporation. Obviously that means Bree is actually on the secondary support Fade here as a result of this. But yeah, why do you think they went the Revenant here? Is it just to kind of keep the aggressive play up with the lineup around Clanks?
Yeah, it's good for making plays, especially with heroes like Fade and Andro. It does a lot of damage, and of course, it's a really strong 1v1 mid. And it is against the Magnus, so it should dominate the lane. Overall, I think it's a really good pick in this situation.
All right. We'll see how it works out for Evil Corporation in the long run here. Recent Gaming, again, boots on both Voodoo Jester and Behemoth. They are already moving here. They're really as expected once again, needing to play very roam heavy. I guess Voodoo Jester is a pretty solid roam hero as well. So, and again, going the boots first, I think it's just even more evidence that that's probably Recent Gaming's game plan here. Is to really kind of have 3 solo lanes in essence, and just send Behemoth and Voodoo Jester around for kills. Do you think that could work out, or?
It can, but they are both level 1 right now, and I don't think they have enough kill potential to kill the Revenant mid, because he doesn't have Invis, but I still don't think they have the damage to kill him. What I think they should be doing is either Behemoth or Voodoo Jester should be farming the full bottom for a few levels.
Yeah, the BMG style.
Yeah.
Could say. Yeah. That's, what it will come to, obviously, in this case is now if they happen to get some kills, and of course it makes it worth it, but it's that risk idea where what you're talking about with doing the jungle pull, I mean, that's just more the safer, more the guaranteed route to at least get some farm, so.
The way that Reason's playing it right now is if Pharaoh isn't dying or Tankafet isn't dying, they're winning the game. What they could do, honestly, is they could stack the jungle and have Switchblade rotate into the jungle when he's, I guess, high enough level and has enough farm to actually jungle. And they have, like, Behemoth farm bottom for his portal key.
Yeah.
Which would be a pretty good idea. The faster the portal key on Behemoth, the more Clanks has to feel pressured.
Is Switchblade a good carry against the Clanks, you feel? Is that, like, a good option on their side?
I mean, he is a good hero against Clanks, but not as a carry role. Like the hard carry role. You have to have another semi-carry to help you because Clanks he'll just out-farm Switchblade so fast, and he can just go a Nullstone, or he has Andros sitting behind him for the swap. I don't think Switchblade's going to be enough. But if his team comes in with the portal keys, then I definitely think that Reason can win a team fight.
Yeah. All right, well, gone over plenty here. Unfortunately, we just need to now see the game resume to see more and how it's going to start playing out here. Obviously, still very early on only a minute and a half in. Once again, guys, this is just beginning coverage here for today. Two-game series. The next one going to be the later series is actually Sync Esports, the new Sync team, going up against Revolution. And Revolution, actually, we're talking a lot about this on Tuesday. I had Near on, actually. He was pointing out he's definitely impressed with them. And for good reason. I mean, they're 3-0-1 to start here, have 9 points, and not to bring up bad memories, but including a 2-0 over you guys in complexity. Yep. So they just catch you off guard, or what happened there?
Well, the first game, they did catch us off guard, and some of the plays they were making we just didn't expect, and I mean, it worked really well against us. But then the second game, Fuzzy actually had to leave. He was playing from his girlfriend's parents' house, so he was like, guys, I have to go. Can you guys find a ringer? And so we brought in Reg Roasty, and everyone was a little annoyed, tilted at that point.
Yeah.
And bring in Reg Roasty, we kind of went to the game expecting to lose. So okay. Yeah, and that's never a good mentality to go into a game with. But they played really well, and I was really surprised by Revolution.
Yeah. Well, excited to see them again playing against Sync today. Sync, that new team that they're bringing to the table. We got to see glimpses of them over the weekend, and definitely a solid future for those guys as well. So really, I know we've been kind of stressing this here in Diamond this season especially, but the competition, man, every single cycle we're pretty much going into it not knowing really what to expect, especially with some of these roster changes happening. So, but of course you guys are the returning Cycle champions once again, so obviously another congratulations on that for Cycle 3, but a new cycle here. Also, I don't even know, I assume you've heard by now, but the awards that we did for Cycle 3, they were a little bit dysfunctional, I mean, as far as the announcements and everything, but we did end up announcing the winners on Tuesday. You won the MVP for Cycle number 3. You did!
I was looking for those awards on the Hauntar website, but I couldn't find them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's for some reason it's got delayed here as far as getting up. But well, I did do it actually as a pregame on the Tuesday broadcast before the matches started. So, but congratulations! Sounds like the first time you're hearing that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
You deserved it. But enough about you, Formless. We got a match here. As Embry's back. Okay. So, Behemoth, Voodoo Jester, it's almost like they seem lost here a little bit. Not sure what they're really planning. Oh.
As long as Pharaoh isn't dying or showing up in the lane, they have literally nothing to do except run around.
Yeah.
I mean, Behemoth can come and pull the lane, but it's kind of late for that. I mean, he can still do it, of course, for levels. I like what Evil Corporation is doing, though. They have Faye, the second support, farming the pool, while Andro is actually stacking camps for the Clanks when he rotates in.
And look at this, by the way. Yeah, Midas. Now, that was all Pharaoh with the Invis rune. He happened to rotate for the 2-minute rune. Midas was making an escape from the jungle, and then Pharaoh just simply opened with the Mummy Walls, knowing that Midas Elemental Warp was on cooldown, actually. So, and then sure enough, Clanks gets the kill, which even adds insult to injury, you could say, to top it all off. That was not good there, so... Swiftblade, you know, the good thing about this, I guess, the one big positive to take for Recent Gaming is that Swiftblade is, again, free farming here at this spot. Well, what items would you like to see on this free farming Swiftblade, knowing how the game's working here?
See, I would usually just go the Abyssal Skull Frostburn build, because that's the safest bet in a competitive game, at least. I mean, he could go the Runed Axe if he really wants to try and keep up with the farm, but Fade, Revenant, Pharaoh are going to be applying so much pressure to him while Clanks is just farming.
Yeah.
So I think he kind of needs to go more of that battle build, and hopefully his team gets portal keys and is able to set up for him.
That's a big hopeful, because right now Midas obviously getting nothing. Behemoth and not really doing a whole lot once again. You could just really tell, and not to really keep harping on it, but reason they're a little bit dysfunctional here as far as the idea of their strategy. Whereas Evil Corporation on the other side, obviously they got it down. This is something that they've done many of times with this Clanks, that 4-1 strat around him really. Revenant, I assume, is doing very well here in the middle lane. 22-7 against a 12-1 Magnus. So, yeah, I mean, I think you even said it too, that Revenant should win this matchup here. Is the winning it by 10 or so creep kills? I mean, is that expected, or you expect that kind of a gap here?
Yeah, it's pretty expected. Magnus can't really lane against Revenant. Revenant's able to push him out of the lane really easily. The hero just does so much damage and is so dominant. So Tankafet though is going to be creating so much space for Imba Boy
Yeah,
this game.
that's the plan. Yeah, again, he's done it very well, too. And I want to say he actually usually likes to get the... We even see, like, a Geometer's Bane on him. I know that's considered to be a pretty powerful item on Revenant. Kind of synergizes very well with his skill set, actually, and his ultimate. But something like a Hellflower, too, wouldn't be out of the question. A Sackstone if he finds it necessary here. So what would you like to see on this farming Revenant?
See, I don't play Revenant that often, but I would assume something like maybe like a Sackstone tablet, investments, maybe a Hellflower. Overall, I think tablet would be really good this game.
All right, we'll see what Tankafet goes for here. Bottom lane, obviously we saw the kill pop up. I went away from I thought he was going to be fine, but then actually Swiftblade ran over and then did that whole press R button and got the kill out of it. So no, Swift Slash is coming out and Marcus Moy is deserving credit of the kill. Look at this too. The stacked jungle, he goes over to there and all of a sudden that GPM really skyrockets here for Swiftblade.
Yeah, this is exactly what Reason needs. They did only have 1 or 2 stacks though, and Behemoth is farming the bottom lane, so that's good for them. He needs that portal key. One thing I'm worried about though is Swiftblade rotated into the jungle before he can really farm it like effectively.
Because of lack of items, or?
Yeah, he doesn't have a Ring the Teacher, or if he's going for an Energizer, he doesn't have any build-up items. So he faded out a Mana Pot, but...
What about his skill build? Like, honestly, I don't pay 100% attention to that. Like, not getting anything else but the spin, you know, going stats instead. Do you at least like one in the crit or so? Or actually, middle lane, hold that thought, because the initiation on a Tankafet, in comes a Cursed Ground. But here's the counter on a Magnus. He's in trouble himself. Revenant just going auto attack. So Eruption's going to be used by Magnus, knowing that he can't be stopped right there. But Revenant just runs away. And they avoid it. There's another common stun, and then auto attacks to then finish off Denver Pro. Andromeda is going to go down, however, as well. Bottom lane, there also could be another kill chance. Behemoth, he's trying to avoid Zane right here, and I think he actually is going to in the end. But level 4 Behemoth running from a level 3 Feral right there. So, yeah, as I was talking about, though, with the skill build of Swiftblade, the crit, maybe even 1 point at least, or are you fine with just going stats here?
I always go crit at level 8. I usually go 2 in stats, and then I get a crit at level 8 because I mean the crit of course is an awesome skill, but like I like the stats in the laning phase, especially because it gives you enough mana to spin and ulti at level 6.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It's just personal preference.
it does seem like the 2 into stats is a pretty good build though. At the same time, like you said, it's just nice bonus for him. When he really is kind of one of those funky heroes. Obviously, counterattack in itself is not really a popular skill on the hero. Top lane, by the way, ooh, that fissure block, I guess it blocked. It didn't actually hit him for damage or the stun, but it's more than enough damage anyways to take out Fade right there. So yeah, Voodoo Jester and Behemoth coming top with that Veiled Rod action. Ends up getting a kill. So those boots, again, not doing a whole lot from the beginning of the game, but yeah, it's starting to kick in now a little bit. It seems like Reason Gaming's actually finding a little bit of space now here.
Yeah, that was a good rotation. They forced Clanks on top, but of course he does have triple stacks to farm. Emma Boy though, he's gonna have a really fast Thunderclaw with these stacks. This is what's so scary against playing against Evil Corporation. They know how to run their Clanks.
Yeah, that's an understatement. They know how to run their Clanks, but yeah, like it's, and again, that's where you look back at the bans, and I know even at the end of this game, maybe we'll refer to that again. But the fact that they let Evil Corporation get here, banning a Master of Arms even instead, it's just really kind of out there. But hey, it's still early on, and it's a pretty close game, at least to say the stats at this point. So they got that to work off of. What did Swiftblade go, by the way? I feel like
he went a bottle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I mean, I guess it's okay because he wants to jungle, but like we haven't really seen Behemoth farming bottom. Swiftblade's been spinning out the waves.
God, yeah, look at Clanks now, 450 gold per minute, so he just skyrockets. And there's the Thunderclaw, doing that all without the Thunderclaw yet. Now he's going to have it picked up.
And triple stacked Ancients on the home point side with the Thunderclaw pickup.
Ooh.
But Legion knows about it. They're gonna want to contest the triple stacked Ancients, and if they actually are able to kill Clanks, that would be absolutely huge for Legion.
Yeah, this is a pretty heads-up play for Reason Gaming, as you mentioned. Well, kinda. It seems like that they're over there expecting all this to happen right now, but the timing's just a little bit off, unfortunately. And so I don't know if they're going to see it now. I mean, they do have a ward of sight in the actual pit, so I guess they will see it when it's actually being pulled here. But Clanks isn't heading there just yet. He is going to go back to the zone jungle. As middle lane, Tank of Fed Dust comes out, so even if he goes invis, he will still be seen for the time being. Cursed ground, there's a stun with the Lava Surge. And obviously Eruption in the face, knowing he can't stop it, but Pharaoh can, and he comes in to clean up for the counter kill. At least on a Magnus, and Behemoth is like, I don't know what to do. He tries to go for the TP, and he will go down as well. So a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of the Hellborn team right there. I think you gotta say it's overall a little bit better for EVO Corporation.
Yeah, that was definitely a good TP by Zane. Good rotations from Nier and Imba Boy. That was a really risky dive, especially since they're not able to burst, revving it down, and get out instantly.
Yeah. Excellent play on their part. Fate took over the top lane, obviously, so similar strategies going on either side. The carries going to the jungle, and then the Initiator takes over the lane to pick up some of that farm. And going back to that, I mean, Behemoth, he got the Striders. He actually even gets a Mark of the Novice now, too. I wonder if he's going to look to even upgrade that first before even getting the portal key. Or if he'll just choose to get the portal key. I mean, Behemoth usually is considered one of these heroes where he can go straight portal key pretty much and be very effective with it, of course, allowing him to jump in and shockwave. Clanks, by the way, gets caught by Midas, and he gets killed by him. I was afraid for Midas' sake that they would have got killed by the neutrals, but Time to Die actually picks it up, so perfect timing on his part. He had a ward of sight to spot that. You do see Zane is going to catch him in the mummy wall. Here comes the Elemental Warp. Chance. The stun is too much, though. And down goes Midas. Meanwhile, over at the Ancients, there's action. Magnus whiffs the stun completely. However, the Shockwave will clean up Revenant. Down goes Andromeda. What is happening?
Wow,
Reason Gaming.
That is absolutely huge. Like, the fact that Midas was able to kill, like, solo kill a Clanks. Like, I don't understand how that was possible, but that's absolutely huge for... Look at mid.
Yeah, they're going to go on as Pharaoh here, and they get this kill. I mean, the momentum, it's already so good, and they're going to... Oh, what a play from Zane! Is this going to survive? Voodoo Jester, he comes in with a stun. Oh, that's a big... Oh, the Clanks, no!
Oh,
the timing was so off right there for Clanks. He poured it in right as he has a cocktail hit. And thus it bounced and stunned both. Andromeda's down doubles a double tap for Andro. Down goes Andromeda. It's just mid-wars action right now. All in favor of Reason Gaming. Oh my gosh. That could not have been any better timing for that Voodoo Jester.
yeah, the coconut, that's what we call it. The coconut went out right as Clanks was TPing, and so it bounced to him right as he got the double Magnus stun. This is perfect for Reason. This is going exactly how they wanted to.
Man, a team that was 0-3 going into this matchup, and it just frankly, even watching them on Tuesday, it just seemed dysfunctional. Even hell, at the beginning of this game, with the draft, it just seems a little off, but holy crap, they all of a sudden have a 3,500 goal lead and a 3,000 experience lead over one of the top teams here in the Diamond Division. So, goes back to the idea that, well, anything could happen. So, obviously still plenty of game left to play right here, and you never want to feel very comfortable against an Imba Boy Clanks. But at least they should be feeling good for what's going on here. Now let's take a look at how they're using this farm. Magnus does have his portal key. He's going to drop it right here. While he farms up, doesn't want to show it. Behemoth has 1,500 gold. So, I mean, all of a sudden these portal keys are actually going to be coming out here. And it looks like Swiftblade did go the Abyssal Skull as well. So he is kind of going that idea a little bit later on. But, oh, middle. Midas. Oh, my God, he gets away. Maybe? Is it enough damage? Oh, wow.
Oh.
He will live.
Yeah. One thing to notice, though, is that both supports on Legion's side are both 200. Like, they're both the same GPM, pretty much, which is absolutely huge. Brewdresser has a lot of items. He actually almost has a tablet at 13 minutes in the game, which is really good against Pharaoh. And top lane, there might be some action.
There's definitely going to be some action. Walls come out onto Behemoth. You see Brewdresser also caught out. Eruption from Magnus. He jumps on a Clanks, and he didn't stay close enough, though. Him running actually caused less damage, and Clanks manages to live the swap it at the last second, and now Magnus in some trouble. I know he was really dark right there, so you can't blame him, but yeah, if he just stood still from the beginning, that was probably a dead Clanks right there. Midas in the meantime, he will get caught trying to go really aggressive, and the last thing you want to be doing here if you're Reason Gaming is feeling overconfident. There's just a little bit of that right now. Magnus will get a nice line stun, though, and Fade will go down as a result right there. So the big picture of the fight, I think you could still say pretty good for Reason Gaming, but got a little sloppy there for a second.
Behemoth actually used the buyback there.
Oh, okay. Worth it,
before
I
getting
guess?
his portal key.
Would you say worth it, or?
I mean, they got a fade kill for it, but I still don't think it's worth it. He was pretty close to his portal key. It was really risky to do that by Reason. Midas especially, diving the tower like that.
Yeah. That seemed a little overzealous right there. Look at this, Voodoo Jester middle lane, if he gets a solo kill on Clanks. I mean, this is the potential of this support. It's going to be a kill.
Clanks is dead.
Wow.
Wow, that's really good for Reason.
Voodoo Jester
does have a tablet.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Voodoo Jester does actually have a tablet now, so that's really a huge item pickup against a hero like Pharaoh.
It's not often you could say a main support actually has kill potential, but again, Voodoo Jester is technically one of those, as we saw right there. Level 4 Cursed Ground, the Spirit Ward, if he's able to get a good Acid Cocktail off, allows him to damage that with the ultimate. Fade in the meantime, he jumped in first, and that's going to backfire here. He will go down. You see the rest running away. It is just all Reason Gaming right now as far as momentum goes. The Swiftblade now has a Firebrand. You mentioned the tablet on Voodoo Jester. Portal Key still not on Behemoth, but it is getting there. Also, Midas has actually been struggling a little bit more than expected, perhaps. But Pharaoh is going to be found at 378 Chris Ground Tick. Holy crap. I mean, this movement is just killing Evil Corporation right now. What do you think Evil Corporation needs to do here?
They need to try and dodge and have Clanks farm, just protect the Clanks pretty much. But at this point, it's going to be really hard to do that because of Reason's aggressive team. They're about to have a portal key on Behemoth, a portal key on Magnus. I don't think is Midas going for a portal key. I'm not sure, but as long as once they get that portal key on Behemoth, they can just group up and take towers. And all Evil Corporation can really do is dodge until Clanks gets a BKB.
Which is definitely very interesting because again, the Evil Corporation does have a very aggressive lineup themselves. I mean, it really is a 4-1 strat where the 4 are ideally looking for kills, but yeah, they haven't been able to even remotely start that. I mean, Revenant's impact this game, it seems like it's been very minimal, honestly, in the hands of Tankafet, which is rare. Usually we see him playing it, it's able to do a lot of work from the beginning. We do have the portal key on Embry, which is good, but look at this, Magma's stunning in. He tried to catch Clanks with that eruption, but came up just short, so at least they avoid that, and that goes back to what you're just saying, actually. Avoid these jumps here.
Yeah. They need to avoid jumps and hopefully get picks with their Fade Revenant combo. But Swiftblade is at 500 GPM, and that hero, he is a pretty good hero against Clanks, especially if he gets ahead of Clanks in the early game.
Why would he be? Because the spin make him immune to damage, or what?
Also, the ultimate. If he's able to ulti on top of Clanks, it does take away the flight. Especially now the Clanks just got nerfed with his flight taking, I think, less hits before he falls to the ground. And Clanks is a very squishy hero, so any damage like that is really good at taking him down. Because it lets Swiftblade just get right on top of him.
Here comes the Revenant impact a little bit now. They're going to find Swiftblade here. I don't know if they have enough damage, to be honest. In fact, here we go with the turn. All right. Yeah, they did not know Magnus and Behemoth were lurking very close to Swiftblade. Or they definitely would not have jumped right there. Wow. That just happened.
Yeah, this
so
is really well played by Reason.
Well, at least he gets a Voodoo Jester kill at the top lane. Voodoo Jester, I know he got a solo kill earlier, but maybe sitting up here by himself is not necessarily the most impactful idea.
So it looks like they're actually going to go for the T2 bottom, which actually opens up a lot of map control because T2 mid is getting pressured too by the creeps, and then that opens up a Kongor.
You think they should go for Kongor right away, or wait for a better opportunity?
I think they could go for it if they have Rev Wards for Fade and Revenant. I think they could take a Kongor fight before Clanks gets his shrunken head, as long as they have vision for it.
What did Swiftblade buy? I feel like he's bought something since this. He had over 2,000 for a second there, so we'll see here. What should he go next? Finish the Frostburn, you think, or?
I personally like the Frostburn build. I like the Frostburn and the Shroud. I think that's a really solid item build this game. for Swiftblade, especially hard carry Swiftblade. So I'm hoping he does go that. I don't see much point for Geos except for getting out of Revenant's abilities, but
Hmm. Could you see like a Brutalizer being good on him here?
I mean, it could be if he wasn't the hard carry Swiftblade,
Okay.
but it could be with how their momentum is going because it's like it's a kind of a low cost like early mid game item on the hero.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to focus for bigger items. See, he did pick up the Frostburn.
Okay. It's kind of funny because I was actually looking at Clank, so I had to do a double take there, and he does technically have items to be built into a Brutalizer himself, but obviously won't be the case. Just simply getting the stats for now, and I believe he is going the Shrunken first here. And we'll go the Firebrand into Geos next. That's kind of usual. But yeah, usually he would like to get the Geosbane first, but this game is not going as planned now for Eva Corporation. So feeling like he has to get that Shrunken, which is
This
pretty good.
there's a lot of pressure on Andro this game to save his carry, especially with the Legion lineup with all the jumps and the portal keys.
Oh, this is definitely a fight brewing right here. Both teams looking for a chance. You do see Fade. Now the Rev Ward. Okay, I did spot him right there. Oh, he gets away just before. They're able to jump in. Good reaction there from Embry, picking up on that. Revenant. He's just going to apply that mortification here. Harassing a little bit, but they're going to give up the tower in the end. They're still not confident yet of taking a team fight. I mean, the Shrunken Head on Clank's not being done yet, I think, is the biggest reason for that here. So,
Yeah. So they decided to go for the T1 bottom, which is a good play, but they're going to get the T2 top also. And that opens up so much space for Legion because now they're able to farm their woods freely. They can Kongor if they want to. So really, I think all Evil Corporation can do right now is like Clanks has to avoid, and I think Fade and Revenant are gonna try and just like give vision and avoid. But
oh, that's a huge line stun from Embry right there. Now it may backfire on him, so went from huge to not so big considering the team support wasn't there. Clank's bottom lane, he actually TP's out before he ultimately dies there. So that's good for Evil Corporation, at least in that sense. But yeah, Embry had the right idea, but maybe the lack in the communication part, which is pretty rare for this team. Meanwhile, back to bottom, Voodoo Jester, he is going to get caught between Andrew and Pharaoh, and he will end up falling. So Evil Corporation does get a kill out of it themselves in the end. Onto that support Voodoo
Magnus
Jester.
mid might be in some trouble.
And they don't have a stun here, so
Yeah.
can't do much.
Okay, so Swiftblade actually did pick up the Shroud. I really like that item choice.
Yeah, it seems like similar to what you like to do, as you were saying. On a
He
Switchblade.
can, yeah, he can get on top of the Clinks with that item, and it overall adds just really good stats and like killing capability.
And may
Oh.
come into play here. Ooh, he's going to keep going. Will he find Revenant? I mean, they're Infis as well, so now they may find Swiftblade, but again, backup is nearby. We saw what happened last time they tried to jump Swiftblade. They immediately got bursted down, so no doubt that's in the back of their mind from earlier. So yeah, again, this Revenant, he really has had very minimal impact. I think that's kind of him and Fade for that matter. This again, you just look at the potential it has at least to be able to jump people, but not a whole lot that's been happening here.
Revenant was actually spotted by that Rev Ward right there. Oh, and Nier?
And Nier's just spotted in general. He's definitely dead. Nope, maybe not. There's no way. There's no way he gets out of here. Don't do it, Nier.
Nah, he's dead.
That was actually close. All right.
Yeah, the Behemoth block was kind of sketchy, I guess.
Well, they got it. Oh, Behemoth finished on will hit Revenant. Do they have another dust on them?
There is dust on him.
There we go. Magnus has the dust. There's a stun. Meanwhile, Bree goes down to the top lane, and Revenant is also going to fall. So, again, they're trying to be distractions here and ideally get kills themselves. But, wow, look at that return damage, by the way. Nearly kills a couple as he dies. Oh, the snipe from Zane. Well, they get something there in the end. They're going to pause it here to say GG, I'm sure. No. But that was at least a good snipe from Zane. Zane, by the way, not usually known for going a very defensive style here. I feel like he likes to do more of the puzzle blocks even, or the barbed armor, but He actually chose to get the Astrolabe here for the team.
I mean, it's a solid pickup. They do have a lot of burst jump on Legion side, and especially if he can ulti in and like save the boy's life with the Astrolabe. Um, One thing though, it's 24 minutes in. There's already like almost a 13k gold lead. Swiftblade is 3 levels above Clinks, which is exactly where he wants to be. Like you have to get above the Clinks in the early game to even stand a chance. And supporting cast is like the whole lineup is a really solid lineup against Clank. So I really think Reason's going to take this game.
They're in a great spot to do so, which again is just, I think, is a shock to anyone that's both been watching here this cycle and again, even me as a caster, I know that some behind the scenes here. We were talking before this series. I had to come on and check the sounds and everything. I mean, the point is just like, maybe a little bit of a quicker first series, expecting Evil Corporation. Again, just knowing them as a team and the struggles of Reason here, but holy crap, is Reason Gaming proving that wrong. They're in a very good spot here in the first game. And what makes it just even that much sweeter is that they gave them Clanks.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're doing this is just, it's mind-boggling. But that is deserving of credit, no doubt here for Reason. But with that said, you got to close it out. And I think that's one of the most important things that we come to see of lesser experienced teams is they fail to close it out, the throws start happening, and the more experience to come through. So it's not over yet. Not over yet. As bottom, Behemoth was charging in as if he's maybe going to go for something, but not going to happen. There's a firebrand on Clanks now, so again, he's continuing to build up. He has 440 gold per minute here at this point. What do you think of Revenant, by the way? I mean, I know you were talking about it earlier, not necessarily a huge Revenant player yourself, but he went to Sackstone, now he's getting a shrunken head, so kind of a team fight items, I guess, here you can call it.
Yeah. I think he hasn't snowballed, which is kind of what that hero needs to do. He's not. I don't think he's going to be very impactful in team fights, especially if he gets gone on. But the BKB though, it does help a lot. But the Swiftblade is still going to run all over him. Like, there's no way that he can get away from the Swiftblade.
Yeah. Now that physical damage, pretty good against shrunken heads here. Going to push out the bottom lane. You see Evil Corporation kind of struggling for movement right here. I mean, they got some decent, very aggressive wards, actually. But middle lane here, Fade. He's running in with the Infiz. There is no Rev ward down in this direct area, at least, so. But there's also an Infiz Swiftblade. They're going to find Revenant first. They make the jump happen. Here we go. Clanks with the Goon Squad out, trying to do damage. But a shockwave from Behemoth. In the background, Swap from Andromeda, she is going to fall. Swiftblade barely surviving in the background. SS Midas, he gets away. Clankso kiting on the ledge. The positioning of Imboboy near perfect right there, but it's not perfect enough. He will fall when it's all said and done. He does take somebody with him. He gets a hat trick, in fact, but it's a genocide for Reason Gaming. Definitely coming out on top once again as a result of that. What a take, and I mean, they just bursted down Revenant right away. And that's what really started it all.
Yeah, that was a really good catch. Swiftblade though, he did die in the end, but it is worth it because they did get a genocide. I'd like to see a Kong play actually from Legion coming out pretty soon, because if they can actually get another fight like that with Swiftblade surviving, they can break base super easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pushing out what they can for now, but obviously want to wait for Resurrections right here before they try anything too crazy. But could be different. I mean, they do got the vision up for Conqueror, definitely. It does the Legion side, that is. So, yeah, it seems like that could be coming here for them. But
yeah, see, the wards that Nier actually put in their woods, they like to have those wards for map control. And actually, the 5-man smoke is coming out, or the 3-man smoke.
Look at that, though. Portal Cave reminded they're going to find Andro first. Now in the background, though, they take out Behemoth. So nice counter kill, Voodoo Jester. Throws out that acid cocktail, the cursed ground on top. Doesn't have a spirit ward yet, actually, so he's going to start running, but they're chasing. Not the best decision, because here's Swiftblade. It was a bait all along. Voodoo Jester may end up falling, but this is going to work out for the Legion team, at least so far. Clanks is joining the party. He's trying not to get transmuted, putting in the auto attacks. Legion team is running as a result, and Fade is forced to portal key away right there. Now Magnus is in pursuit. They want to catch Clanks if they can. They will just take Fade. In the end, I think Clanks, oh, maybe not actually.
He does have shrunken head up.
He's going to have to use it.
But if that Swiftblade ulti catches him, oh.
Ooh, Magnus had the portal key up. He chose not to go for it, though. That was a very close call. Well, again, a positive for EXC is that, or ECX, excuse me, is that Clank survives, but now here comes that Kongor attempt. Genjiro finished on Swiftblade, by the way. Look at the three tablets, by the way, too. Voodoo Jester, Magnus, and Midas.
Yeah, the item is it's a really solid item against Pharaoh, and I guess Andro too. But one thing though, I think, see, Midas looks like he is building a Cyclone. I think that, hopefully that's a Cyclone, to save Swiftblade.
Yeah.
Because they do have a lot of jump on the Hellborn side. And as long as Swiftblade doesn't get bursted down in the beginning, and he's able to get that ultimate off, I think that Legion's going to pretty much win every single fight.
Storm Spirit, it is finished on him, actually. Revenant, he gets caught once again. Genjiro, Swiftblade just walks right up to him. He didn't even realize it. So what should be the invis factor in favor of the Hellborn team, it's been all the Swiftblade with that Assassin Shroud, and now the Genjiro here. Again, it's Evil Corporation. They just have not been able to really get their strategy going. And it really is interesting, again, when you think at the beginning of this game and how we're questioning the items, and I still think there's value to that. I mean, I still think there was a little off there for Reason Gaming as far as the laning phase here, but man, it's just once they started getting this going here, they were not to be stopped, and it's going to continue. Into the base, the Swift Slashes just tears Fade a new one. He's dead immediately. Shotgun in the background. It caught Clanks. There's a swap, but he goes right for him to Swiftblade, and down goes Clanks. He has one buyback, going to use it right here. Coming back in, but his teammates are dying all around him. A big eruption from Magnus as well. Clank's already at half-life coming into this. The token Swiftblade, he runs in, gets the 800 crit to finish off Clanks, and then runs back with full life and full mana. GG, well played. Game 1 will go to Reason Gaming over Evil Corporation. Reason Gaming picks up their first game victory of the cycle, and it comes against Evil Corporation. Who would have